Thou art my light, my glimmer at the end. Thy name is my sacrament, and thy...
Oh, don't tell Lucy that. Altogether it's her, Yuslan, me, and 2 acolytes. Yuslan is probably the most gifted entropist of the civilized world, and I doubt there's anyone who knows more about the Pyreans than Lucy. Oh, that's hard to tell. Most of the time I was with Narathzul's order in the Kabet Mountains. But when I was younger, I used to travel a lot, not only in Nerim. What about you? Which idiots did you have the misfortune to be raised by? The foolhardy rebels up north? The bootlicking pawns of the Chancellor in the Middle Realm? Or the fanatic, mask-wearing cultist oafs down south? Ostian, I see. A beautiful piece of earth, actually. But these sodding cultists and their creator have done their best to make it a living nightmare. Truth be told, it was them who made me join Narathzul's fight against religion back in the days. I was a young traveling arcanist then, and wanted to make some money in Ostian's arena. Fight some rabid animals, oh, you know the story. I had heard a lot about Nerim's south, and imagined a place at the pulse of life. Exotic music, adventure, beautiful women. But you know who greeted me when I reached the city gates? Corpses. They burnt their skin off, and then nailed them to crosses. There were at least 50 of them. Men, women, children. And they were set up at the roadside like trees in an alley. It was atrocious. The smell of burnt meat everywhere. The screams of those who still lived, and all of it only because some fool has decided that they had somehow acted against their god. I still dream of it sometimes. Well, that was when I declared war on religion. I was so sick of seeing people cutting each other's throats only because they project their own personal problems into some holy scripture or higher power. And that's not even the worst part. They're beyond reason. Why are you doing this, I asked them. Because my God told me to. What's left to say there? You can essentially justify anything with that logic. This is why this place makes me sick. We need the Order's manpower. They need our knowledge about the Pyreans, and we both do want the same thing, yes. But philosophy and freedom of thought are nowhere to be found. It's pathetic. Yes, and no. On the one hand, yes, a happy person will most likely never become a murderer, no matter if he or she follows the teachings of this creator or some Quiranian philosopher. But if something happens to this person, hunger, fear, shattered dreams, a peaceful ideology can make all the difference. What is religion, after all? It's a guide to live life, a set of values. And even if it's just one line in the Holy Scripture that says, "Kill the infidels," how likely is it that a broken man will interpret it in a peaceful way? If you want a justification to spill blood, you will find it. If your religion was ambivalent to begin with, even better. There's a lot of discussion about that on Kira. And it drives me mad to hear people prattling on about how it's all a matter of interpreting the scripture in different ways. Blazes, if your ideology is so peaceful, why does it say, "slayeth this, slayeth that," rather than just, "get along"? It's pathetic. Yes, go on. Try to justify a massacre like the one in Ostian with a philosophy that consists of only 2 principles and nothing more. Respect those around you, and killing is bad regardless of the motives. Good luck. Oh, believe me, they do that anyway. Plus, if the only thing keeping a person from killing and robbing another one is the thought that some higher power will punish him for it, then that person wasn't a paragon of virtue to begin with. Oh, do you really need me to answer that? Just take a look around. There are all sorts of great historical writings on us here. We're a bunch of bloodthirsty heretics who followed Tino Aranthiel's deluded son into the war against the gods, who gloriously defeated us in the Battle of Zaramar. Naratzul was locked into an old tower, and those of us who remained cowardly fled into the Neremese mountains, and have since then terrorized and plotted against the poor people of the civilized world by all means necessary. Oh, and did I forget to mention that we eat babies for breakfast? Well, now I have. Sorry. I suppose I just shouldn't have read that much Enderalian literature on the subject. If there's someone who deserves an award for biased misrepresentation of the facts, it's the buffoons who run this place.
Pathlessness, wherever you look. Where is this supposed to lead? Oh, you're here. I thought you were in the city. Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
Me back. Feels good to be here, to be honest. But the funerals, I could have done without them.
I don't doubt it. I still can't believe that really happened. Brother Yarrow was such a good man.
I don't think the Red Madness cares much about that.
Probably not, no. I wonder how it happens, the infection.
What do you mean?
Well, the red eyes and the obvious madness only happen in the last stages of disease. But what happens before that? How can one tell if someone else is afflicted?
Why? Scared you've caught it, are you?
That is not funny. You know, I've had this feeling that there's something wrong with Yarrow for quite some time, long before it happened.
You don't say. His wife was murdered. Don't you think that would have thrown you out of bounds too? Path-abiding Enderalian or not?
That's not what I mean. Her death broke him, yes. But there was no hatred in him, only grief. The hatred only came shortly before he did it.
Sorry, but I don't really see what you're going at.
I'm just trying to say that, well, maybe we all should be careful. Maybe it was Yarrow's grief, his instability, made him susceptible to the Red Madness in the first place. But let the Flameling and the Athakari find that out. I have to go now, brother. Walk blessed. Yeah. Pathlessness. That's beyond me. Where is this supposed to lead? blazes, it's dark already. Time really does fly by. Let's hope he knows what he's doing. Yes, it makes sense.
Move along.
Huh?
Magister Carlos has been looking for you.
Carlos? What's that?
I don't know, but I think it's about the Tom he wanted you to transcribe.
Ah, I thought... Well, never mind. By the way, have you seen this new Neremes mage woman? Pegas, or whatever her name was.
I've heard about her, yes.
Walk blessed.
She's the scary, isn't she?
Yes.
Hope he knows what he's doing. Pathlessness.
It's not as if I didn't tell them that already. We always go too easy on this gun. Can I help you?
Malphas's blessings. Huh? What do you want?
Wait a moment.
As I said,
You're
the
an
understand.
outlander, aren't you?
Just think about it, okay?
I will. Take care. Hey, you came. Come on, take a seat. So, tell me, how are you holding up? It must have been quite the whirlwind. Yesterday, a refugee from another country, and now a prodigy with a magic great enough to impress old Bushybeard. Well, that's good to hear. I'm quite curious to see how things keep on with you. You're different. I noticed that the time we met. Anyhow, tell me, what do you make of this country now that you've had some time to look around? I figure it must be quite the change from Nerem. Shoot. Yeah, I can picture that. You know, this is exactly the reason why I love inns so much. The sky can rain fire out there. In here, you'll always meet laughter and good humor. Not to mention all the good-looking men and women. Absolutely. Though I think I've seen enough of this place by now. Of Enderal, I mean. There's a ship sailing for Calais next morning, and as it seems, it will be the last one for quite some time to come. Who knows? Maybe they still have a cabin to spare for a handsome treasure hunter. Oh well. This entire thing was more a coincidence than planned anyhow. The order needed someone with skill and discretion. I was around. End of story. I never intended to stick around for much longer. Heck, me as an ambassador of the Holy Order, could you imagine that? Not one step further, O fair maiden. Drop your garments so we may both bathe in Malphas's holy light. Actually not that bad, don't you think? Oh, you're too kind. But you know, at the end of the day, I guess I'd probably lack both the pathos and the idealism for such a profession. You know, I'm aware of how these esteemed keepers up there talk about sellswords like me. I could save 30 virgins from a myriad on Rampage. At the end of the day, they'd always say I did it for the money, because I wanted to bed the women, or whatever. I'm driven by inferior motives, while no matter what their actions end in, they are good guys, because they do things for the right reasons. If only they'd understand that it's results that matter, not intentions. What does the wise hermit say? Nothing is of less importance to the saved than the reason for their rescue. The only difference between a mercenary like me and a holy warden is that I'm at least aware of the fact that I do what I do for myself, and no one else. I'm trying to say that all those heroes and self-declared messiahs are no better than everyone else. In the end, we are all selfish, because we always act in accordance to what we think we have to be like. So yes, maybe the keeper saves the farmer from the bandits. But at the end of the day, he does it because he sees himself in a certain light. You know, the funny thing is that a lot of times, it's especially those who think of themselves driven by a higher purpose who are the really dangerous ones. They don't understand what drives them, and that makes them easy to manipulate. The only thing left to do for the capable hate-monger or tyrant is to somehow combine his own ambitions with the mental image of this person. And presto, you've got your perfect puppet, only waiting to dive into the next hail of arrows for their honor, their religion, or whatever they thought of this time. It's just so idiotic, you know? The world would be a much better place if everyone could just acknowledge that the only reason we're here is that we want to be happy. Really? I was half expecting you to throw insults at me. That's what people usually do when I tell them that. But I guess life is full of surprises. Anyway, I'll take my leave now. I very much enjoyed our talk. But the ship to Calais leaves before the first cocks crow tomorrow, and I want some more time to think about it. Well, it most recently gained a good-looking Aramise man. Maybe that'll make up for when I leave. Keep your chin up.
I just don't see the point.
Should say that. Malfash's blessings.
Is it important?
A little bit of this and that. Why not take a look?
Well, that's just how always.
May your path always be even.
Just where did I put it? Now you're quite the sight. How about a little bit of fun?
Me.
Hello, handsome.
Stew. Roast pork. Anyone?
Wait a moment. You're an outlander, aren't you?
That's just how it is. Everything was in the old days.
Be careful, my sir. The streets aren't safe at this hour.
Good evening. Good evening.
Oi, you there. Don't look at me like that. Looking for trouble, eh?
My sir, do you have a moment? I think the two of us could do business together. What? Oh, yes, sure. What do you need? Well, it is actually quite simple, but since you were kind enough not to just ignore me and walk by as the others did, I would like to show my gratitude for that first. You travel a lot, don't you? I can tell by the mud on your boots. Here, one of these books might come in handy on your journeys. Which one do you prefer? Splendid! Say, would you happen to be interested in earning yourself some more coins? Or, even better, more books like those? There is something I need help with. I have a problem, and this problem is called Celia, which happens to be my sister. Where should I start? You know, I am one of those people who wasn't given everything by fate. Quite the contrary, in fact. When I was a child, the village I grew up in, Foamville, was ambushed by bandits, and both my father and my mother died during the attack. Believe me, I wouldn't tell you this if it weren't necessary. Fact is, my sister and I dealt with this event differently. We managed to flee the attack and make it to Ark, where the guards, of course, threw us into the Undercity. But while I tried to honor my father's heritage by using the little I could from our savings by setting up a business, she preferred to wallow in her misery instead. She got to know the wrong people and has, since then, never done a single bit of honest work. Frankly, she's a dust addict. Day and night she does nothing else but rot in those drinking holes in the Undercity and blows what little money she makes on her drage. Now, of course, she is still my sister, so all of these years I paid her rent so she doesn't have to sleep on the streets. However, things have changed. Recently she started using our father's heritage to pay for her addiction, and I will not accept that. I certainly could, but the day a guard voluntarily goes into the Undercity is the day a Vartia will become a barber. The Undercity belongs to Relata, and Celia knows that, which is why my hands are tied.
Oh shit. I have to remember that.
Oh, believe me, I did. Which is why she simply hid the key to our safe in the bank somewhere that I couldn't find it. So, long story short, this is where you come in. I want you to get her to give me that key. How you do it is up to you, but if you succeed, it won't be to your disadvantage. Anywhere there's rats and dust, but she spends most of her time in the False Dog in the Undercity, one of those dumps I told you about. Just come back to me once you've found something.
We always go too easy. Tell them that already. They just sit on their asses. Idiots.
Well, that's just how he is. Always.
Be careful, my sir. The streets aren't safe at this hour.
Oh well.
Greetings. Walk blessed.
What? The light fades away at the end of the day. Ta-dum-dum.
Sunchild.
What? Oh, does he now? Good old Milburn and his silver tongue. Now he's found himself a lackey to do his dirty work for him. Let's make this short. I'll keep the key. No idea what he told you, but it wasn't the truth. Because if it were, you sure as fuck wouldn't be here. Milburn. I'm sure he told you about the raid in our village, didn't he? Well, there's one thing he didn't tell you. After those fuckers killed our parents and tried to break into our house, he left me behind. Took all the valuables he could carry. Just ran away. If I hadn't managed to flee, he wouldn't have shed a fucking tear for me.
Yeah, that should be it.
But since fate was so kind to me, things turned out differently. I made it out alive and walked all the way to Ark, where I thought he was. So, you'd think he was glad to see me when I found him in these tunnels, wouldn't you? Well, you're wrong. He let me sleep in the room he paid for from our parents' money, but made me feel as if it was a privilege. And guess what? That hasn't changed. Until today. Yes, he pays for my room in the barracks, but that's about it.
Some things never change.
Worth it. It has been far too long since this asshole has seen the mud of the Undercity. I survived! That's more than most people around here manage. And please, spare me your moral speech. I'm done with. I know that. But it doesn't change the fact that it's Milbert's fault, too. Are you deaf? I said no! But obviously I need to put it another way. We will hearken with glee and follow your path to Fine. Fine, I get it. You win. I'll tell you where the key is. But don't expect too much. The money's almost gone. Close to the entrance of the pit, there are some barrels. I hid it there. Go. And do what you have to do.
Bored to death by crane and cattle, merchant soldiers, wars alike. Let the liquor soak the night. Four mucks to the brewer's beer. He's the reason we are here. 5 mucks to our gracious Lord.
Move along.
Yup.
Uh-huh. Foreigners.
Woman thinks she's Vatira incarnate.
Some people just don't know that.
All right, Sunchild. Stop right there. Hand over your money, and we might let you live. Play the hero and, well, you fill in the blanks. You think you're tough? Huh? All right then. Let's do this the hard way.
Relata Shara. You know why we're here.
The shadow tax is due. My sir, I'm sorry, but the past moons haven't been kind to us.
A sun child, huh? Word of advice. Don't go sauntering about our past. Watch your pockets.
All right, son child. Stop right there. Hand over. Wait! We... Oh, shit. Ah!
Some people just don't know their path.
All right, son child. Stop right there. And wait! We... Oh, shit.
We're watching you.
Please, just leave me be.
Isn't this nice? A sun child graces us with its presence. Conduct yourself, will you? This isn't the upper city.
Blazes, damn it, this is ridiculous.
It's called life, Nathalia. 30 per sheep, and not one penny less.
Oh, let the flesh maggots have you.
Where your heart goes to you.
keep walking.
Mind your own fucking business.
I want to go. Ahoy!
Relata, Shara. You know why we're here.
The shadow tax is due. My sir, I'm sorry. But
Flank him!
Yeah, it's not as if I didn't tell them that already. We always go too easy on this gun.
Monsieur?
Some shifts never end.
They just sit on their asses and settle themselves.
Yes? Yes?
Stop ignoring me!
They just don't respect the elders anymore. Not at all.
Monsieur?
Greetings.
Yes?
Some people just don't know their place in the world. What?
Monsieur?
Stop it! Ignoring me!
Malfash's blessings. And our room's looking for you. It's snow art good. We'll open up the room for you. And please, no shady business. We walk the righteous path in here and don't want any trouble.
Why is this stuff so expensive?
May your raise be
I really need that new herbal essence for my hair.
Yes, of course she'd say that.
Potatoes, garlic,
Work.
that should be it.
I'll put that. Mead. Stew. Roast pork. Anyone?
Well, that's just how he is. Always. Work.
Wait a moment. You're an outlander, aren't you?
My sir?
Monsieur?
How am I supposed to?
Yeah, as if.
You don't know shit, boy.
I just don't see the fucking point.
Dance in front of the Truchessa that work for a Chilean.
An outlander? Isn't this nice?
What I'm trying to say is stay
Walk
away.
west.
Of our unrivaled, fresh and tasty bread! You there! You look as if you could do with a fine loaf of our... Certainly! A pleasure for the young and the old.
Rena Shalom, my sir. Are you looking for fresh fish?
Yes?
War on Nerum. War on Kile. Red Madness.
Oh, hello. I haven't seen you around here before. A bit of this and that. Feel free to take a look.
Get any younger?
Walk blessed.
Walk blessed. Aye, sure. Take your time. It's not as if there's much to do down here anyway. May his light guide you. Aye, sure. Take your time. It's not as if there's much to do down here anyway. Malthus bless your travels.
Walk. Yes?
Yeah.
Walk blessed.
Now, a good pipe of peace weed.
Oh, you're an outlander, aren't you? The Golden Sickle is the oldest merchants' guild here on Ark. We represent nearly half of this land's trading power, from dates to shadow steel. And, of course, we advocate for path-abiding trade in the name of the Lord. Yes, contrary to some other so-called businessmen, we respect the holy verses when doing trade. We stand for hard work, path-abidingness, and love of our craft.
Work, work, work.
Well, that's simple. Whoever wants to be part of our guild has to work towards the benefits of all other Sickle merchants. He or she swears to respect our principles and pays a monthly token fee to the guild, depending on the volume of his sales. In return, that merchant benefits from our contacts and is eventually granted the Golden Sickle's badge, which marks him as a merchant of trust. Walk blessed. Well, a bit of everything. Just look for yourself. Walk blessed.
Greetings.
Hungry for arcane secrets? I have books.
Oh, hello. I haven't seen you around here before. A bit of this and that. Feel free to take a look. Walk blessed.
I just don't see the fucking...
Walk blessed. Sure. Sure.
Some ships.
Bless your travel.
Walk blessed. My sir?
Tender friends of the granulous pleasance, melt away in rapture as a crunchy loaf of bread wanders from my hand
Monsieur?
into yours.
Yes?
Oh, lovely adherers of the crunchy pleasures, crow in delight as your teeth sink into a golden
My sir, my sir.
Malfast's blessings.
Well, that's just how he is. Always talking rot.
Some people just don't know their path. Some people just don't know their path.
Oh well.
Walk blessed, my friend.
Sir?
You look disheartened, and I have just the right thing for you. A visit to our gallery. Dozens of beautiful paintings by different artists, each of them a treat for the eye. Come now, for tomorrow you may not have a chance.
Walk blessed.
Yes?
Walk blessed, friend.